through the signs with Christian Correa. Lefty on lefty. The first pitch on the way. Missing low and outside. A ball. Time of first pitch, 6:01. So it's Tilson, K. Lidge. Batting cleanup, Casey Hobson. Michael Kraus batting fifth. Anthony Greer, sixth. Connor Kopech batting seventh. Tony Rosales, designated hitter, batting eighth. Harrison Smith batting ninth. Grauer's 1-0 on the way. Called a strike. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Tilson, K. Lidge, Hobson, Kraus, Greer, Kopech, Roselli, and Smith, the batting order for the Chicago Dogs. 46-32 on the season in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. Still the top team in the division, but they would like to change the tide. The Red Hawks would like to prevent that here tonight, should I say. River Rats is the 1-1 pitch. Missing outside. Count 2 balls and a strike. Correa back behind home plate for game 2 of this series. Manny Boscon at first base. Peter Maris at second. Sam Dexter at short. Leo Pena at third base. Grauer works quick. The 2-1. This one sent in the air onto center. Will land in front of Alexander, the center fielder. And it's a leadoff hit for Charlie Tilson. Back-to-back games. He leads off with base hits for the Chicago Dogs and their first runners aboard. And here comes the second baseman, Grant Kay. Top of the first inning. This one just underway at Newman Outdoor Field. Nick Novak back in left field for this game. Evan Alexander in center. John Silviano is in right field. The Dogs 4 hits and a run in the first inning yesterday. McGovern, another lefty, starting for the River Rats yesterday. And it was the lefties who came up big. Just opposite field hits. Just seeing eye singles through the infield. Look at first from Grauer. Kay shows bunt, pulls back. That will be strike 1. Grant Kay got the scoring started yesterday. An RBI hit that plated Charlie Tilson. Kay was batting fifth in the lineup yesterday, has moved up to the 2 spot. In fact, he has swapped spots exactly with Michael Kraus in the batting order for the Dogs. Runner on first, no one out. 0-1 count to Grant Kay here in the top of the first inning. Grauer throws a strike outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Now, the first 2 innings yesterday, very similar look for both of these teams. Pitcher duel of 2 separate kind yesterday. Grauer looks at first, comes home with the pitch. Big swing and a miss for Kay. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. McGovern striking out 9 yesterday, having hitless or runners, did not let runners get on the second, third, fourth, and fifth inning yesterday. Jordan Kipper gave a few more hits, but minimized the River Rats offense yesterday. Grauer looks over at first, the 1-2 pitch. That one will come outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grauer, his 15 starts, 17th appearance of the season. Originally brought back this year to be a key lefty reliever. And with some of the changes to the roster, found himself a spot in the rotation. He has shined this year. The 2-2. Low and outside. Count full, 3-2. The Dogs looking to get back-to-back runners here to get this game started. Two teams who sit on top of their division. Battling out here tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. We do have 1 score, a game already underway. Actually, a game almost wrapping up here in the American Association. We'll tell you about here. But first, the 3-2 pitch. It's a pickoff throw over to first. Charlie Tilson, a big step back over to the bag. Boscon not even putting down a tag. Gary leading Milwaukee at the U.S. Steel Yard. Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-0 Railcats. So back-to-back games, the Railcats really bringing the offense against the Milkmen. Grauer, a long look at first. Kicks and deals the 3-2. This one sent in the air to left field. Novak will come back towards the wall, but this one out of the ballpark. And Grant Kay, a 2-run home run, and the Dogs will score first. Back-to-back hits to start the game. Kay really just putting down a good swing on that ball. 2-0 Dogs, top of the first inning. And that will bring up Ryan Lidge, the catcher. Home run number 18 of the year for the Dogs' second baseman. Ryan Lidge, 1 for 3 yesterday. That one hit came in that 4-hit first inning. Bases were loaded. He tried to score from second, was thrown out by Nick Novak. He'll come to the plate here. No one on, no one out. Lays off a pitch, tight and inside, ball 1. Grauer from the third base side of the rubber. River Rats down 2-0. Comes at him with a strike. Lidge facing a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefty on lefty. Lidge hits one sharply to second. Under the glove of Maris. Took a stab at it, couldn't get to it, and Lidge is aboard with a single. That is 3 straight hits to start the game for the Dogs here on the top of the first inning. They lead 2-0, and it brings up the bat of Casey Hobson. Thompson 1 for 4 yesterday. Came to the plate in a key situation late in the game. Tying run stood at first base, and Hobson unable to bring that runner in. Now coming up here is team leading 2-0, and Ryan Lidge at first. Grauer's first pitch outside, ball 1. Those River Rat jerseys tonight that the Red Hawks are wearing, all white, black sleeves, that River Rat logo on the chest, the Red Hawks logo on the shoulder. Next offering from Grauer outside. 2 balls, no strikes. As Chicago Dogs first baseman with Ryan Lidge standing at first base. Also River Rat hats, red hats with the black bill and the River Rats logo on it. Again, part of the What If Night promotion. Grauer looks over at first, the 2-0. This one off the end of the bat. Grauer off the mound, looks to second. Will throw to Maris, covering the bag. That's the only out they'll be able to get on that play. Actually, that was Dexter covering the bag. So Lidge is retired, 1-6. That'll be the first out of the inning. Hobson reaches first on the fielder's choice, and now it's Michael Kraus, the all-star center fielder for the Chicago Dogs. The Dogs lead 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. So part of this River Rats promotion, the fans got a chance to vote on the what if. Looking back at some old names that were potential for the Red Hawks when the organization first started. River Rats came away with the victory. So for tonight, they are the River Rats. And Kraus takes a high strike. So right-handed hitting Michael Kraus, Casey Hobson at first base. The 0-1, swung on and missed by Kraus in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Sequence of this inning: base hit, home run, base hit, fielder's choice. Red Hawks would like to get that double play and get out of this inning, especially the way they've been swinging the bat. And now the 0-2, missing low. Grauer trying to get Kraus to chase, lays off the pitch. Nice crowd yesterday. Looking at similar numbers, it was 3,686 last night, fireworks night, and fans still continuing to come in here for what if night. And the 7-game homestand begins with the Dogs, and then the Canaries will be in town. The 1-2 offering to Kraus, fouled back onto the netting. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kraus will dig back in. Grauer, a long look at Hobson at first. Now the 1-2. Hit to short. Dexter has it. Flips it to Maris on second for one. To first for two. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, no one left on. 1/2 inning to play. The River Rats trail 2-0. They'll come to bat when we return. This is FM Red Hawks baseball. So Butch Hobson giving Tony Roselli at least a half a day off. Only having to bat, not having to play the field in game 2 of this series. Red Hawks entering a 7-game homestand. This would be the second game of that homestand. And here we go, the first pitch of inning number 2. Called a strike against Anthony Greer. Another scoring update from around the American Association. We'll have that coming up first. The 0-1 from Grauer. Swung and a miss by Greer. Anthony Greer now in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the first inning at Legends Field in Kansas City. The Monarchs leading the Salt Dogs 2-0. Bottom of the first inning at Sioux Falls Stadium. Lake Country Dockhounds leading the Sioux Falls Canaries 2-0. Still 6-0 Railcats at home against Milwaukee. That one bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 pitch from Greer. Swung on and missed. The 3-pitch strikeout to start the top of the second inning. Greer down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Grauer. And now it's Connor Kopak, the shortstop. We talk about all the defensive plays last night that the Red Hawks had, and rightfully so. There was a fantastic play by Sam Dexter at short. Novak throwing out the runner at home. Pena snaring a line drive at third. There was a play. It was Ward's, I believe it was Ward's third hit. It was second or third hit. That was hit up the middle of the infield, and Kopak at short made a fantastic play and a flip onto second, just couldn't get the out as ball one outside to the Chicago Dogs shortstop. Talking to Sam Brief, the broadcaster for the Chicago Dogs, about just how fun last night's game was, the 4-2 win for the Red Hawks, and just solid fundamental baseball, and you would expect that from 2 of the top teams in this league. As the 1-0 lifted in the air onto center, Alexander moving towards right field will call off Silviano, and that is caught for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and the top of the second. 2-1, the Dogs lead, and up now Tony Roselli. But we had mentioned the defense of the Red Hawks, and I had brought up that play at short by Kopak, and he agreed. It's just a fantastic play, just unable to get the out, which, of course, is to the advantage of the Red Hawks. Roselli, the designated hitter, digs in. First pitch he'll take for a strike. Grauer coming right at batters here in the top of the second inning. Due up bottom half of this inning, Dexter, Alexander, Novak. River Rats again down by a run, both teams with 3 runs apiece. And the 0-1. Outside will miss. Count at 1-1. And Grauer's 1-1. Swung on and missed. Roselli facing a count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one on, 2 away. Dogs in their 5th season of American Association Baseball. The 1-2 pitch missing outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Playing in Rosemont, Illinois, right outside Chicago, about 15 minutes north of the city. Kind of a booming little suburb. A lot of things have been built there over the last decade or so, as the 2-2 chopped on the ground foul to third. But it's been a sports city. Longtime minor league hockey team, the Chicago Wolves, making their home in Rosemont, winners of the Calder Cup this last season, which is the championship of the American Hockey League, which is the feeder league to the National Hockey League. Won championships in the National Hockey League. As now the 2-2. Sent in the air to right field. Silviano will take a step back, finds himself under this one. As soon as it lands in his glove, this inning's over. And Silviano will get it. It's a 3 up, 3 down, top of the second inning. Chicago Dogs lead 2-1. Red Hawks will bat when we return. This is FM Red Hawks baseball. Grauer from Terre Haute, Indiana. Pitching at, from Kansas, pitching at Indiana State University in Terre Haute. Came over last season, made 9 appearances, a 1.93 ERA, and 9 1/3 innings of work. And returning this season and has been just impressive. Harrison Smith will make his way into the batter's box. You can talk about pitching numbers all you want, and obviously a good metric of how a pitcher performs, but what it comes down to is putting your team in a position to win. His last 2 starts ago, giving up 8 earned runs. It's a high-scoring game on both sides. Red Hawks managed to still get the win. First pitch to Smith, swings through it, strike 1. And as a starter, as any starter, not the outing they ever want to have, but if the team comes away with the win, they feel a whole lot better about it. And of course, he bounced back the next game, just giving up 3 earned runs and a win against Lincoln. Ball hit sharply between short and third, a sure base hit for Harrison Smith. He is on with a single for the Dogs, their 4th hit of the game, and it's back up to Charlie Tilson and the top of the Chicago Dogs batting order. They lead 2-1, top of the 3rd inning. Froze, Pena, and Dexter. Charlie Tilson back in the 1st. Got on with a single. Brought home on Grant Kay's 2-run home run, his 18th of the season. He shows bunt off the end of the bat, but foul. Pena is going to scoop it up in foul territory and flips it over to bullpen catcher Robbie Lopez. He's hanging out in the dugout. Smith was off on that bunt. He'll have to retreat back over to first base. Tilson, a lefty, meaning Leo Pena's got to be on his toes over there at third. 0-1 count, no one out. See what Tilson tries here. Grauer, a long look over at first. And it's a base hit to right field. Smith will take second. Tilson aboard, and back-to-back singles to start the top of the 3rd inning for the Dogs. Now 5 hits as they lead 2-1. And at second baseman Grant Kay. Kay, the big 2-run home run to left field, last at bat in the 1st. So Smith at second, Tilson at first. Grauer eyes second, kicks and deals, hits a short backhanded by Dexter. Will get Maris at second, throw to first in time. 6-4-3 double play, rack 'em up. It all started with a great backhand slide by Dexter. Rather, he did stay on his feet, gets it on to second, over to first. It's another AARP double play for the Red Hawks. Harrison Smith will move to third, but there's now 2 away, and Ryan Litch to the plate. 2-1, Dogs lead in the top of the 3rd inning. Dexter covers a lot of ground. Does it there with that double play, and the first pitch that comes to Litch, that'll be called strike 1. A 1 breaking pitch down to his knee. Lidge on that swing, a swing and a miss. He'll be in the hole 0-2. So it looked like it was the makings of potentially a big inning for the Dogs. Now has him with a runner at third, 2 away. And the River Rats a strike away from ending this inning. Called strike 3. And Lidge goes down looking. Grauer's second strikeout. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. The big double play pays off for the Redhawks. They trail 2-1. They'll come to bat when we return. You're listening to FM Redhawks Baseball. Of course, Splinter from the Ninja Turtles, Ratatouille. Remy from Ratatouille was one of them we thought of. As into the batter's box, Casey Hobson. And Grauer throws one inside. Will be ball 1. And then we kind of shifted to famous rats, as in people who told on other people. And the first one that came to mind, Henry Hill from Goodfellas. 1-0 offering. That one's called a strike. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1, the Chicago Dogs with the lead. Visitors half of the 4th inning. And the 1-1 outside, 2-1. Hobson hit into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. The 2-1 to the left-handed hitting first baseman. Try to lay off of one high and inside, and instead fouls it over to the dugout at third. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fans will get a chance after this game to bid on those River Rat jerseys. Of course, River Rat hats, t-shirts, all available as well as the 2-2. And it's a base hit. Beating the shift is Casey Hobson. And he gets a leadoff single to start the top of the 4th inning for the Dogs. Hit number 6 for Chicago. And now up is the center fielder Michael Krause, who had a fantastic play in the bottom half of last inning. Christian Correa looked like he was aboard with a sure base hit onto center, but laying out was Krause to record the first out. Two-one, Chicago with the lead. And the first pitch, breaking pitch low to Krause, will swing over it for strike 1. And now the 0-1, swung on a miss again by Krause. In the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Run around first, 1 away. Big kick, 0-2. Off the barrel of the bat of Krause. Just dropped the barrel near the strike zone. It fouls it over to his own team's dugout at first. Hobson with his lead off of first base. Held on by Boscan. The 0-2. Fouled on the ground again, this time over to the third base dugout. Final now in Gary at U.S. Steel Yard. Gary South Shore Railcats defeat the Milkmen 6-0. Top of the 3rd at Legends Field. Kansas City, Lincoln all tied up at 2. Grauer ready from the stretch. Kicks and deals, and a big high foul ball out of play by Michael Krause, who has extended this at bat here against Tyler Grauer. Top of the 3rd inning at Shaw Park in Winnipeg. The Explorers leading the Gold Eyes. Lake Country Dockhounds leading the Sioux Falls Canaries in Sioux Falls 2-0. That one's bottom of the 2nd. Next pitch just misses outside against Kraus. Puts the count at 1-2. And Kraus just battling off pitches and this long at bat against Tyler Grauer. 51 pitches for Grauer. He has worked 3+ so far on this Saturday afternoon. Next pitch to Kraus to third, picked up by Pena onto second. Maris will turn to first, and he'll get him another double play. 5-4-3, twin killing, and 2 away. And it's Anthony Greer, the left fielder for the Dogs, who lead 2-1 in the top of the 4th inning. That is another AARP double play. Check out what events might interest you at aarp.org/Fargo. Second double play of the game for the FM River Rats. Greer 0 for 1. Bat off his shoulder, did not swing. They'll appeal to first, and they said he did not go around, so ball 1 to the Dogs left fielder. Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss for Greer. Off balance swing. And the 1-1. Missing low, 2-1, no one on, 2 away. Anthony Greer, a former first-round draft pick from the Diamondbacks, was taken back in the 2016 draft. Got as high as AA, rather as high A. Has now been with the Dogs. This is his second season. The 2-1. Missing low, hitters count, 3-1 to Greer. First is open, 2 away. Connor Kopak awaiting on deck. Greer last year played in 88 games, batted .308, 10 home runs, 40 RBI, stole 35. This year those numbers down considerably. He's played in just 44 games, but 8 stolen bases. Greer, a big swing and a miss. Count full, 3-2. Grauer, a good pitch away from closing the door on the top of the 4th inning and preserving the 2-1 score. The 3-2 fouled back, just hits the top of the netting and back in play. Two-1 Dogs, top of the 4th inning. Redhawks last night played to a 4-2 victory. McGovern picking up the win last night. And the 3-2 to third. Pena will backhand, plants his feet across the diamond. 5-3 ground out, and the inning will end. No runs, a hit. No one left on, no errors. Chicago Dogs lead 2-1. The River Rats will send Pena Silviano 2-1 lead. Tyler Grauer out for another inning of work. 50 pitches, just over 50 pitches, I should say, for Grauer. We'll get you his numbers coming up, but first, Kopak into the batter's box. Grauer comes right at him with strike 1. Grauer, 4 innings of work. He's thrown 60 pitches, given up 6 hits, 4 runs. He's also struck out 2. Throws one low and inside, will miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grauer 7-3 on the year, a 3.43 ERA entering today's game. And 17th appearance, 15 as a starter. That is 1-1. Misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. Grauer through the signs with Correa. The 2-1 fouled back by Kopak. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now another year of professional baseball for Grauer. A little bit more comfortable. Well, of course, a little bit more work as he comes from a starter rather than a reliever spot. 2-2. Inside misses, count full 3-2. And to have the addition of McGovern, who's had over a decade of experience playing professional baseball, especially in the American Association, having him not only as a pitching coach, but I think as a member of the rotation has done a lot for the growth of this pitching staff. And the 3-2 pitch. Fouled on the ground at third, count remaining full, leading off the top of the 5th inning. Dogs with a 2-run lead. You know, the reality of the league and the American Association is you want your pitchers to be top-notch, but it comes to a point when they may get top-notch enough that other leagues come looking for them. And in a bittersweet moment, but you got to find guys as the 3-2 pitch fouled out of play, first base side. Got to find guys who can step into those opportunities and make themselves into starters, and Grauer becoming one of them. You know, Ryan Flores had a similar position last year, became a key starter down the stretch in that playoff run for the Red Hawks. Now finds himself pitching in Durango. Started the year out here in Fargo Moorhead. Battle of an at-bat. Here comes the 3-2. Missing outside, ball 4. Kopak wins the battle and draws the leadoff walk. Runner is on for the Dogs here in the top of the 5th inning, and it's Tony Roselli, the designated hitter. Roselli flew out to John Silviano in right field, 0 for 1. Grauer looks at Kopak at first, kicks in deals, showing bunt, pulling back for strike run is Roselli. It's his 3rd game in a Chicago Dogs uniform. Grauer looks at second. Roselli shows a bunt, gets this one down. Grauer will play it off the mound. Throws to Maris covering first. Roselli is out 1-4. So the sacrifice will go down 1-4. Kopak will move on to second. And I'll bring up third baseman Harrison Smith. By the way, worth mentioning, Roselli and Grauer, former teammates at Indiana State. So one former teammate retires the other. Kopak at second, one away for Harrison Smith, the third baseman. 2-1 Dogs lead, top of the 5th inning. Grauer from the stretch, turns, looks at Kopak at second. Throws one outside, it'll be a strike. Kopak leading off this inning with a walk. That was a long at bat. It felt like it was 3-2 for a good stretch there. As Grauer threw his signs with Correa. And now time, and I think it was Correa who asked for it as he popped right up and now will meet in front of the pitcher's mound and talks to Tyler Grauer, his starter. Dogs scored 2 in the top of the first. River Rats scored 1 in the bottom of the first, and that is the only scoring we see in this game, but they have had their opportunities, have both teams. The Dogs have stranded a runner. River Rats have stranded a runner. Harrison Smith digs back in. He is 1 for 1. Grauer looks at second. Some movement coming from Maris, and the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Smith in the hole, 0-2. Chicago in town one more day. That is tomorrow. That'll be for a 1 o'clock first pitch. Smith back into the batter's box. Grauer kicks and deals. He comes high. The runner is off. The throw down to third. And Kopak is caught stealing. 1-5 on the putout. 2 away. And Harrison Smith came up with the runner at second. Now at the plate with no one on, 2 away, and a 1-2 count. I would imagine that was part of the discussion between Correa and Grauer, thinking that Kopak would be active on the base paths, read the situation right, and Correa came right up and was able to gun him down at third. Grauer's 1-2, misses high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So defense has come up big this series so far for the River Rats. As now the 2-2. Looped in the air towards left field. Novak extends and makes the play. Novak stayed on his feet, threw out his glove, and snagged it out of the air for the final out of the inning. Looked like he had gotten burned. Looking at the replay, this one was skied, and Novak started running towards the wall, made a late adjustment, and nabs it for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks trail 2-1. You're listening to FM Redhawks Baseball. Three-run home run for Peter Maris. River Rats pull in front 4-2. Tyler Grauer back out to work the 6th inning for Fargo Moorhead, and it'll be the top of the order. Charlie Tilson leading things off. And Tilson takes ball 1 outside. And the Redhawks will be the River Rats for this one night and one night only. What if night at Newman Outdoor Field? We'll get you the numbers on Grauer, but first, the 1-0 to Charlie Tilson. Tilson on the ground foul to first. Grauer, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, a walk, 2 strikeouts. 76 pitches thrown by Grauer. Grauer exclusively from the stretch, the 1-1. A bunt attempt down the line to third, and they're just going to watch this one roll down the line and then turns foul. Patience is a virtue, and it was shown there by Leo Pena. Tilson looked like he may have had a perfect bunt down the line to third. It rolled the line, and Pena watched it, and it just needed to hit the bag to be certain, and it rolled foul, so Tilson will have to return back to the batter's box, a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see what Tilson will do to respond after that near perfect bunt, the 1-2. By a ball high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Talked about the great crowd last night on fireworks night. Near numbers for tonight. 2-2 pitch. Ball skied in the air. Foul territory towards right field. Going towards the line as Maris calls everyone off. We'll get the high pop-up. First out of the inning here on the top of the 6th. 4-2 River Rats lead, and now it's Grant Kay, the second baseman. 48,000 yesterday, 47 tonight on What If Night. And I'll bring up Grant Kay. He had a home run of his own back in the first. two-run shot that put the Dogs in front. They have not scored a run since then. Tyler Grauer has been dialed in. Kay did hit into a double play in the third inning. The River Rats turning 2 today. Grauer comes right at him with strike one down the middle. Next pitch fouled back. A Falcon Tire foul ball. Get your Falcon Tires at Big Jim's Tire in Grand Forks, Valley Repair in Moorhead, Welton Tire in Lisbon. So no one on, one away. Grant K behind, no balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch fouled back, just about the same spot. This one, I believe, actually making its way out of the ballpark. So K remains behind 0-2. Grauer looking for strikeout number 3. And the 0-2 on the ground is short. Playable for Dexter. No, it's off the heel of his glove. And K is aboard first safely. And it will be a rare error on Sam Dexter. So K is aboard first with 1 away, and it's Ryan Lidge, the Dogs catcher. The Dogs lead the Fargo Moorhead River Rats 4-2. Top half of the 6th inning here at Newman Outdoor Field. Both teams now with an error apiece. Strike one, actually ball one outside to Ryan Lidge. Kay takes his lead off of first, eyed by Grauer. The 1-0. That's called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lidge lays off the outside pitch. You can see between pitches, Dexter and Pena just talking about that last play. And just Dexter's leather has shined all season. A rare error on his behalf. Pickoff throw over to first, and just to keep Grant K in check as there was no tag put down by Manny Boscan. Lidge back into the batter's box, facing a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Dogs wearing their black road jerseys. River Rats wearing their white jerseys, black sleeves. River Rats logo on the front. FM Redhawks logo on the sleeve. And we're going to get time called at home. Grauer kicks and deals. 2-1 called a strike. Lidge drops his shoulders after that called strike. And a discussion with the home plate umpire. Lidge visibly not happy with that called strike 2. Makes the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, a runner at first, 1 away, top of the 6th. Dogs batting down for the first time, trailing 4-2. And chasing one outside is Lidge. He'll just foul it back. Starting to see the shadows coming as the sun starting to come down out here in the FM area. And usually a 7:02 first pitch, the Saturday 6 o'clock start time. The 2-2 Sent in the air, high and foul, out of play towards right field. Lidge at the plate, Hobson on deck for Chicago. River Rats would like another one of those double plays here to close the door on this inning. Grauer's offering, swung on and missed. They'll take that. Lidge strikes out swinging, now 2 away. Another punch out for Grauer. That would be his 3rd. And with Grant K at first, it's the first baseman, Casey Hobson. Chicago trailing 4-2. Hobson has reached base twice, first on a fielder's choice, then on a base hit. And this ball from Grauer gets in and out of the glove of Correa and rolls down the line to first. Grant K able to take second on the pass ball. And the home plate umpire saying something back over to Chicago's dugout. Not sure what the conversation was about. Casey Hobson facing a 1-0 count. Grauer, a quick peek over at second to Grant K. Now a long look at K. The 1-0 misses outside. Hobson reared back like he was going to take a big cut. Instead, 2 balls, no strikes to the Dogs' first baseman. Grauer ready for the 2-0 pitch. Double checks the runners, kicks, deals. This one between the legs of Correa and to the backstop. K is on to third. 3-0 the count to Casey Hobson. Michael Kraus on deck. Top of the 6th inning. Fargo Moorhead leading by a pair. Dogs can trim that deficit to 1 with the runner 90 feet away from home. Here comes the 3-0. Called strike. Hobson takes the get me over pitch. Count now moving to 3-1. Grauer's 3-1 pitch. This one hit off the end of the bat to right field. Silviano comes in and makes the running catch. And the threat is ended for the Dogs. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 left on. Fargo Moorhead leads 4-2. We'll have the bottom of the 6th inning when we return. Cleburne, that one bottom of the 2nd inning. Michael Kraus 0 for 2. In fact, is hit into a pair of double plays this game. We'll take strike 1 from Grauer. And Grauer's 0-1. Missing just about the same spot. 1 ball, 1 strike. 89 pitches for Grauer. Make that 87 pitches for Grauer. 97 pitches. There we go. 97 pitches for Grauer, and this one swung on a miss by Kraus. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sometimes math could be a little difficult. So 98 pitches. Grauer approaching that century mark. I would imagine the 7th would likely be his last as the 1-2 missing inside to Kraus. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Krause right now second in the American Association in stolen bases at 35. Batting 300 on the season, make that 298 on the season. Next one from Grauer. Tails inside. Count full 3-2, and you can see a little bit of frustration from Grauer. Not happy with how he spotted that pitch. Trying to get the first out here on the top of the seventh inning. Our Fleet Farm seventh inning stretch, of course, coming up. The 3-2 swung on and missed. That'll help. Gets the strikeout. Krause is retired. Strikeout number 4 for Tyler Grauer, and now it's Anthony Greer, the Dogs' left fielder. 4-2 the score in favor of the Fargo Moorhead River Rats. Grauer in line to take the win. Should this score not change hands, would be his 8th win of the season. Greer 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Gets ball 1 high and outside. Next pitch, slice to right field. Silviano makes a line and grabs it for the out. Made a line right for the ball, gets the second out. And 2 away, no one on, Connor Kolpak. This one from Greer went right to right field, and Silviano able to keep his eyes on it for the second out. 2 away. Kolpak comes up with no one on, 4-2 the lead. Game now officially 2 hours old. It's a big swing and a miss from Kolpak. Kolpak flew out to center in the second, walked. Was erased at second. His next at bat fouls this one back to the screen. Count at 0-2. Let us pause 10 seconds for station identification. To the count to Kolpak. See if we can get another strikeout this inning for Grauer, and this one just misses. Count 1-2. Bottom of the seventh, due up for the River Rats, Novak, Correa, and Maris. And a swing and a miss. Kolpak goes out swinging. That ends the inning. 5 strikeouts for Tyler Grauer. And we'll post-game show coming your way next. This is FM Redhawks Baseball.